That's a bit clear. Okay.
You know,
I think all that makes sense. So now continue on your what you were able to say about the British and the reparations thing.
Oh, that was what I was talking about is you know, the compensation for, like, the Compensated Emancipation Act that they did in the United States. The British did it as well. Haiti still to this day, I believe, pays money to France for recognition of its independence. But as far as historical relativism, when in American education, and perhaps in Canada as well, when they talk about slavery, they'll say, oh, well, there was robust debate on the issue of slavery amongst our founding fathers. But it actually was, but it was definitely a little bit more black and white than gray. And one example I love using is George Washington. He's presented in modern history as like this, you know, wonderful guy, but he owned a fuckload of slaves. And not only did he own a fuckload of slaves, but he also refused to free them. And
oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, okay. That's good because
he had a bunch of slaves. He refused to free them, and not only that, but also at the time there were laws where he lived in the states that he was in that actually had like slavery freedom laws. If you had slaves for over 6 months inside of the same state, you had to free them under the laws of Philadelphia, I believe. And what he would do is basically there were abolition laws.
Sorry, I think my old address. No. Sorry.
What?
I leave my old address. I always do it when I buy stuff on Steam. Sorry, I got scared.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, this.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Trust me, it doesn't matter. Trust me.
Okay, all right.
Otherwise, I would delete VOD. But I linked it like I think 10 times this month. I'm good.
Okay. Well, what I was trying to say is that, like, obviously laws existed in the region to quite literally abolish slavery, right? Like they wanted, implying that like plenty of people, including lawmakers at the time, literally were like, no, this is a bad thing. Like we shouldn't do that. Okay. And George Washington knowingly would take his slaves out of the state and recycle them basically over that 6-month period.
To reset the fucking timer.
Yeah, in an effort to literally reset the timer.
Okay, so, dude. Diminishing returns scammer. I get it.
Yeah, so the existence of said laws, in my opinion, point to the reality that there were plenty of people that actually thought that this was truly immoral, but people in positions of power refused to give up a asset that they viewed as an asset at the time. The other part of this conversation is like whenever we talk about the debate, the robust debate over you know, slavery's existence, is whether other countries had it or not. And obviously America was one of the last countries to abolish it. And also on top of that, the perspective of black people. Because black people at the time, I'm pretty sure, were not fond of being enslaved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That part is never discussed in the historical understanding of slavery. Whenever people say, well, there were a lot of issues, you know, people were like debating it. They were having robust debates. You know, it's still kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I can understand that. No, I mean, I do understand it. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Let's say that in 20 years or in 100 years, right? People figure out that hoarding money is absolute dog water and anti-human. Right?
Wait, what is anti-human and absolute dog water?
Hoarding money. Right?
Uh-huh.
And then you die, right? And your children,
awesome.
and you will die. 100%, you will die. And you know what?
Yeah.
I will die too. And then your child in school, and they read a book, and it says, Hassan, absolute buster bitch ass, had millions of dollars at his time of death. He was hoarding all that cash, and people are like, "Oh man!" And that's how you remembered it.
I love that.
Okay.
That would be fucking awesome. That
Alright,
would be
fair enough then.
fucking awesome.
Fair enough, bro. Then I rest my case. Then I rest my case.
What was it? Was it? I forget who said. I wish of a future society where I'm executed for being reactionary.
Makes sense.
Like,
okay, yeah, okay, I get that.
Like where that means that like we have evolved dramatically. Like I don't have. First of all, I don't even plan to having. I don't even plan on having any kind of like wealth accumulation, especially by the time I'm dead. But
Why not? You're gonna give it all away?
Yeah, I mean, and not in like the fucking Bill Gates sense either. But it was.
What are you gonna do with your money before you die then?
What am I gonna do before I die?
No. Oh no, let's not talk about that then, because it's like, I was gonna ask like, what are you gonna do with all your juice, you know?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people don't really realize this, but I already put a lot of the juice into. Well, one, I buy like dumb shit, obviously, because I like that. I think it's perfectly normal. Contrary to popular opinion, I don't have an issue with like buying expensive shit, obviously within the bounds of reason. But secondly, I give it away a lot of times, like a lot of it. So that's what I plan on doing.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense 100%. Yeah.
You can cap all you want, chatters, in the xQc community. I mean, whatever.
They say the dumbest shit, bro. They know what happened with my will anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. Hey, my conscience is clear. I don't give a shit.
No. This chat will go against anything it put on screen, okay?
No, I know.
Yeah, it's just kind of how it goes. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's about all the topics that I had in store. For the, I think because I think I'm gonna go ahead and last thing, writer's strike. Why are these busters complaining like some hoes with a skill issue? Write better fucking scripts, get better shows, get paid more, brokey. What the fuck is the problem?
No, that's actually literally not true. So Big Bang Theory fucking sucks, right? Do you like Big Bang Theory? One of the most popular shows of all time, right? Like, our tastes are not exactly the same as like how much money they're making. In a lot of circumstances, writers are writing what like we have this romanticized idea that like writers are writing something because it's their like project, like it's their baby, you know what I mean? When in fact it's like executives are like, oh, this is something that we need to hit, this is a market that we need to hit. So it's not with writers, it's not even about like they're writing like shit and want more money. It's more so they've already generated that value, they wrote the fucking stuff, and it's making a shitload of money, and they're not getting any of it, especially when it comes to streaming platforms. That's the problem. It's a very common misunderstanding, though. Like it's perfectly normal to.
Oh, I dramatize it for views, but I don't really actually think it's exactly what I just said. I mean, I was just trolling about what I just said earlier. I don't believe that, but I believe that like, I feel like that's at the same time, the market is so fucking competitive overall that like. Now people are fighting for everything for like the to get their stuff exclusive or like fucking everybody's fighting for the fucking content, right? Like before it was only Netflix, and now everybody's fighting super hard. And now I think it's gotten a lot of companies to like lose out on a lot of money, and then now they have to fight. So of course now they're gonna probably like I'm guessing they're probably gonna be reeling back on a bunch of other plans that they had for paying for people if they're getting clapped a lot now, so they have to rebudget. Right?
Yeah, it's more so about like profits, right? And how much of that is going where. Unfortunately, companies like are mismanaging however much value they're generating, or oftentimes they're just getting a fuckload from VCs and whatnot, and now that time is changing a little bit with interest rates.
I mean, like streaming, yeah, like Twitch and whatever. That's
yeah, exactly. But like ultimately. Twitch is a great example, as a matter of fact.
It's great,
right?
Yep, yeah, it is.
Twitch is a great example of this. Like, you're a content creator, Twitch comes to you and says, actually, yesterday you were getting fucking, let's say 70% of the subscriptions. Now we're going to take that and we're going to only give you fucking 50% of your subscriptions. Well, you're like, well, what the fuck? Like, I'm still doing the same work and now you just want more money from me. It's a lot like that in the sense that these guys are literally making the product. The product itself is generating money, but they're not getting paid evenly off of the value that they're creating. That's what the issue is. That's at the heart of this contention, this argument with respect to labor unions.
And how bad is it?
How bad is what?
I mean, because on paper they said that wasn't even the problem. I saw a video. They said they're not even the problem. They said that basically it's just because they're getting less work because series are smaller, no ads and whatnot. So it's because there's less work.
No, it's not even less work. It's the way that they structure it on purpose. So studios, just like Twitch in this regard, are constantly looking for new ways to basically squeeze more profits, right? And if you can't and unfortunately, marketing and finding new audiences is very expensive. And it's not always going to work, Maybe you don't have money to do the marketing. Maybe you don't want to fucking put the effort in, right?
Yeah.
So they, instead of doing that kind of stuff, like Twitch, instead of marketing to broader audiences or finding new ways of monetization or creating new ad products, for example, that are more interesting and unique, or figuring out the problem with discoverability, instead of doing any of that shit, they do the easy route,
which is
like a hack. Go back to the people that are generating the value and take some of their value. So that's exactly what studios do as well. Studios have figured out that they can get away with, newer way, get away with more innovative ways of shortening the time period of writing.
What if there's no way out?
What do you mean?
What if